So today we're going to be looking at investigation 4B, acids and bases around you, and you'll find that on page 66 in your textbook, but we're going to start on page 64 in your textbook. I'm going to tell you that with me I have red litmus and blue litmus, and I also have pH indicator paper. Okay, so using this indicator paper, we can get a good idea of what the pH is of any substance that we put this indicator paper in. So if you would take a look on page 64 in your textbook. So on page 64 in your textbook, you're going to see the discussion about litmus paper. Litmus paper, as I said before, is red or blue. And the indicator for litmus comes from a plant, a lichen plant. And a lichen plant we find over here on a rock. So we find lichen right here. In your garden, you might have hydrangeas. Hydrangeas that are blue, like this, are in basic soil. And hydrangeas that are pink, like this one, are in acidic soil. If your hydrangea is white, it means that the soil is basically neutral. So if we scroll up, we're going to look at the pH scale. Here on the pH scale, you can see we look at a number 11, which is a base. We see ammonia, which we're going to test in a little while. We also see that we have oven cleaners as well, which we're going to test as well. And as you go down, there's milk of magnesia. Here's baking soda, which is a base. As we go over here, you can see that milk is slightly acidic. We have normal rain. And then we're coming down to some of the cleaners that we have in our homes. Vinegar. Vinegar is around a 2.2. We have lemon juice, which is a really good cleaner. One thing you wouldn't use to clean in your home would be battery acid. That would be really bad. So if you continue, you turn your page, and I'm just going to scroll up, we're going to come to a picture which shows pH indicator paper, which is what we're going to be using as well. By dipping in the strip, we can determine the pH of a substance by matching the color with the universal pH paper. The other thing you're going to need today is you're going to want to have your worksheet. Now you can print that out, or you can work online. With each one of the substances we're going to test, first of all, I'd like for you to make a prediction. And then, where it says red litmus or blue litmus, depending upon the results in the experiment, you're going to write in here no change or change. And then in color change, you would write either red litmus turned blue or blue litmus turned red, or no change, especially if it's a neutral product. In the column that says pH according to scale, you're going to write down the pH that we get using pH indicator paper. And in the final column, using all the information that you've gotten from the experiment, you're going to determine if it's an acid, if it's a base, or if it's neutral. You can do this work on the Google Classroom and then turn it in online, or you can write it out and then add it to the Google Doc that's posted on the Google Classroom. All right, so what we're going to do now, I'm going to do an example for you. I have some real lemon juice here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use the pink or the red litmus. Okay, it looks like pink, but it's red litmus. When we put it in, you can see that there has been no change. Let's try blue litmus, and let's see if there's a change. So we put in the blue litmus, and immediately you can see that there's been a change. That change happens when blue litmus is put in an acid. When red litmus is put in an acid, nothing changes. All right, so let's take a look. All right, you can see that the green paper has turned a yellow color, yellow-orange color. And if we take a look here, alrighty, and we put it against the grid, you can see that it looks probably like a 3. Okay, so it looks probably like a 3. So that would make lemon juice a strong acid. We would expect that. Okay, it's not the strongest acid. We would expect this to be an acid because in nature, lemons have citric acid in them. So in your chart, what you would have done is under red litmus, you would have put no change. Under blue litmus, you would have said change to red. And then in color change, say the blue litmus changed to red. pH according to the scale would have been 3. And then in the end, the final column, you would have written acid, because lemon is an acid. So the first thing we're going to start with, ammonia, a household cleaner. Alrighty, so let's take some blue litmus. And let's see what happens when we put blue litmus in Javix. You can see that nothing has happened. Okay, well, let's see what happens when we take a piece of red litmus paper, if I can get my hands on one, and we dip it into Javix, ammonia. You can see that we've got a change. The red turned blue. Please make sure you're writing down the results. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our pH indicator paper. We're going to dip it into the ammonia. Okay. You can see that this is turned the color of blue. And on here, it looks like it's around the 10. Okay, it's a 10. So that's ammonia. Now we are going to do Javix. Okay, Javix is another household cleaner. So let's start with pink. And let's see what happens. Sorry, red litmus. The color's throwing me. Okay, you can see that the red litmus has turned blue. Make sure that you record that in your data table. If we use blue litmus, okay, didn't get any. You can see that there's been no change. So from that information, we can determine if something is an acid or a base. And using the pH indicator paper, we can determine what the pH might be, okay, or around the area that it might be. So here you can see there's been a change. And this change, okay, so on the bottom here, sort of fits, I think, with the 8. So this Javix has a pH 8. All right. So the next household cleaner that we're going to use is CLR. CLR is often used around the home to get rid of lime scale. So let's start with red litmus. Let's see what happens. Okay, there is no change. Let's take a piece of blue litmus. And you can see that the blue litmus has turned pink. From that, you can determine if it is an acid, a base, or if it's neutral. And we can take a look here, a little dippy dip. Here we go. You can see that this has turned an orange-yellow color. And if we compare it, it is a, looks like it's a 3. Okay, it's a 3. All right. Okay. So next on our list is Windex. Windex is used as a household cleaner for your windows. So I'm just going to take out the dispenser and we'll grab a piece of blue litmus. Okay, and dab a little bit of it on there. And you can see that there's been no change. Next thing we'll do is we'll do some red litmus. And instantly you can see that the red litmus has turned blue. Okay. Now take a piece of our indicator paper. We'll dab it. Okay. You can see that that turned a deep blue. And we're looking here, probably a 10. It looks like it's around a 10. I know that might be hard to see. Okay. So next we're going to use Easy Off Oven Cleaner. Easy Off Oven Cleaner. Now today most people have self-cleaning ovens, so they won't be using this. Okay, so let's see what it does to red litmus paper. Okay, so it's turned the red litmus blue. Let's see what it does to blue litmus paper. And you can see there is no change. And if we take a look at our indicator paper, so this is a deep blue. You can see it's a deep blue. Okay, and looking at it, probably a 12. It looks like it's about a 12. Okay, all right. Now, Mr. Clean. We often have Mr. Clean in our homes. You know you use it because your house smells really great. Okay, so let's see what it does with blue litmus. You can see there's been no change. All right, with red litmus, okay, has been turned to blue. Now, let's take a look at what happens when we put in our indicator paper. Ooh. Okay, so that turned blue. It's not like the darkest blue. It looks like it's probably around a 10. Okay, right. So, fantastic. Another one of these great cleaners you have in your home. All-purpose cleaner. So, with blue litmus paper, get some on there. You can see there's been no change. If we use red litmus paper, you can see that the red litmus paper has turned blue. If we take our indicator paper, there, it's turned a nice blue color, and that would put it, the darker blue, so that would probably put it at the bottom end there, probably around a 12 or a 13. Ready? Okay, so Goo Gone. Goo Gone is used to remove sap. That's what I use it for. I have popular trees in my backyard. And I managed to get the childproof cap off right away. Okay, so let's use blue litmus. Let's see what we can get with Goo Gone. I don't see any change there. I'm still watching it to see if there is any change. Let's see what happens with. So we don't have any change here either. Although this one, the blue has got a slightly pink twinge to it. So let's see what our indicator paper tells us about glugon. So there's been a slight change in color, and that slight change in color that we have puts glugon probably around a 5. All right, it looks like it's around a 5 on our scale. Okay, so that would make it what? And you can put that in your results table. Okay, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to look at a glass cooktop cleaner. So I use this to clean the top of my stove. Okay, so it's kind of it's a thicker liquid, right? So let's see what happens when we get a little bit of it on the blue. We got to get the liquid off. Okay, we give it a little bit of time. I think you can see, I'm hoping you can see, that the blue has turned pink. Okay, which means that there should be no change if we can get it onto the red. We'll just give it a little minute, a couple of seconds to soak through. And there is no change here. You can see on that side where it is, and there's been no change. Okay, so let's see. Okay, gotta get a bit more. But there is a change here. There's a change coming. I don't want to coat it too much because then you won't see it. Okay, so you should be able to see there that it is, oh, it's better on this side, I think. It's turning yellow. And if we compare that to our grid, it's probably a 4. Looks like a 4. All right. That's the end of our household products that we're going to test for this particular lab. Make sure that you complete your results table and answer the questions. You can print it off, fill it out, and then type it back in on the Google Doc that's provided. That would be helpful. And then make sure you turn it in on the Google Classroom.